Hey everyone, it's me, Arthur Kay, joined by Rachel Brosnahan and John Magaro. They star in Woody Allen's Crisis in Six Scenes. We're chatting all about it. Get ready for a great day behind the velvet rope. Hey everyone, it's me, Arthur Cade. All right, Rachel and John, I'm so jealous of both of you. I was just telling Rachel how much I loved her on House of Cards, by the way. You get to work with Woody Allen, for God's sake.
I know.
How cool is that? You got to walk me through the Woody Allen experience.
I mean, it was a dream come true, I think. I know,
Yeah.
like, Woody Allen movies were a part of what made me want to become an actor and to be in a room. I'm sure I had zero chill, like when I first met Woody and most of the time working on this as well. But it was amazing. I mean, he was so kind and generous and genuinely concerned with all of us having a good time, I think.
Yeah, he's a legend. I mean, I don't think there is any other filmmaker who has been as prolific, in modern filmmaking and now TV, like Woody has been. I mean, I've seen so much of his work, almost all of it, and stepping onto set with him that first day and getting to play a scene across from him was very surreal. But he puts you at ease, and he really trusts his actors, and you get to have some fun and play around and be silly.
Saw the pilot last night. I loved it. It's just typical Woody Allen. It's that humor, and to see him acting again is just such a joy. I love Woody on screen. You guys play this young couple. We kind of don't get too much in the pilot of where you're going, but I feel like you're the representation of hope. You're like those '60s children who are trying to figure out where the world is going. And you tell me about your characters.
I don't know how much we're even allowed to say still, but you go.
We're very conservative. So in this world of change where there's a revolution happening and people
like
are
the
becoming
anti-change.
yeah.
At first.
We're like the waspy conservative. Let's go
Worldview
to
this
Newport
wide,
and yacht for the weekend kind of thing. Yeah. And slowly I think our very sheltered minds become opened up.
Well, yours first.
Yeah, but then I want you to come along for the ride.
Take for a second, but yeah.
It is
It's
funny to see the
difficult to
dynamic
change.
when you guys are sitting there
hard, yeah.
discussing, without giving too much away, career changes and thoughts. I'm like, this is like so different from the life we live right now as youngsters, so it's crazy.
Different and yet the same.
Yeah,
I
mean, with what's going on in the world, it's although this is in the '60s, a lot of this stuff feels very relevant to what's going on
I think
today.
that's part of where the comedy comes from in this, is that it's scarily recognizable, some of these conversations, some of these people, and it's amazing how much has changed and also how little has changed and how we're still having these same political conversations.
When you look at, you started with Netflix, obviously with House of Cards, now the Amazon. What is it about streaming services right now that appeals to both of you as actors?
It's exciting. I think, but I think everyone's slowly catching up as well. I think the thing with Netflix, and I know being a part of House of Cards, the network hired people that they trusted, and they were incredibly hands-off. So there was the ability to take a lot more risks in storytelling than I think the networks had previously had the opportunity to do. And I think that's continuing. I mean, I think the streaming services are telling stories that you're not seeing anywhere else. They're using actors that you're not seeing anywhere else. They're using
Woody
new
Allen.
people.
I mean,
Well,
think
and then
about
they
it.
get Woody Allen, and David Fincher for House of Cards. I think there's an attraction on all ends to something new and groundbreaking, and that expands the parameters of the kind of storytelling we're able to do in this medium.
And they kept you. You're headlining your own show next. How crazy is that?
I know, pretty insane. I think I'd like to stay in the streaming services forever, maybe. Maybe I'll just never leave.
So for you guys, obviously Woody Allen, so much is made of his directorial style. Talk to me about, what is he like? We see him as a star on screen. What is he like as a director? What's he like behind the scenes? What's the true experience?
He's hands off, like I said before, he trusts his actors. He lets you kind of do your thing. It's very quick, not many takes, and you do your work and then you go home. And
dinner.
Yeah, by dinner you get to have a life
It's so
still.
unusual in this
It really is,
I've
but
never seen anything like it.
but he's done it for so long and he knows how it works that I feel like he feels very confident, and he has earned that right to feel confident, to just do it and know what he's getting and put it together.
For you guys playing a married couple, how do you prep for something like that?
We're not married.
No,
yet.
or
We're
an engaged couple.
You're jumping
He's
the
like,
gun.
oh my
Yeah.
God.
Yeah,
In the
yeah.
60s, you might as
We
well be
still have to
married.
send out the
Yeah,
invitations,
Jesus.
for God's sakes.
Are we going to see the wedding plan? No.
Yeah. She's sorry. So,
How
but
do you
as this
prep?
play,
How do you prep for working together?
I mean,
We went on theknot.com.
We did.
And we checked out
started-
photographers and caterers and
talked
compared.
about cake.
Yeah, compared prices.
Yeah. No, you often, I think the thing as actors is you often get thrown in with, we sort of knew each other a little
Yeah.
bit already, which was helpful and nice. We'd
Yeah.
been supposed to work together
Yeah.
before, and we had done a movie but not
Yeah.
crossed paths before. And so that was nice. But I think we're also trained to kind of jump in and get intimate with people you don't know really quickly. And so there's a fun and tension in finding a relationship that is so intimate as you go along.
You'd mentioned Woody's humor. There's no humor quite like the way Woody does humor. How, as actors, the effectiveness of being able to deliver that humor is vital to making the project work. When you read the script and then the delivery, talk to me about the process of getting it right.
I think a big part of it is trusting Woody. You gotta just kind of say it and bring who you are to it. The jokes are there, and I think if you just say them, then hopefully they'll land. But what I really love about this series is that it kind of is a throwback to some of his earlier stuff, like Take the Money and Run, Bananas. It's got some more silly elements that I don't think we've seen from Woody in a while. So I think that's what makes this really exciting too. Yeah.
It's been so shrouded in secrecy. What do you hope people?
All this stuff is.
It's
shrouded in
crazy.
secrecy.
Yeah, they just
I'm
released a
scared to
trailer
open my
yesterday.
mouth,
Yeah.
What do you hope people take away when they see Crisis in Six Scenes?
I hope they have fun.
Yeah, I
I
hope
think
they
more
laugh.
than anything. Yeah, I hope they recognize it as another great from Woody, and enjoy it. I guess I feel like it is just generally very enjoyable. It's funny. It's sweet. I do think it ends on a hopeful note.
Oh,
if
definitely.
a backwards one at that. But and maybe use it to continue the conversations that are being had in the project that are still being had today as well. Comedy illuminates that.
I love the crossover. First, we see Lady Gaga kill it on American Horror Story. Now you guys have one of the biggest pop stars on the planet starring in your show. How cool is it to have Miley Cyrus on the show?
Just fantastic. She's great. She's such a hard worker. I know she was super excited to be working with Woody. We had a good time. Yeah, it's a really good group.
As a female actress, it's incredible because Woody, there's no one who does a better job with actresses and the roles than Woody. For you, it's got to be a dream come true getting to portray one of his characters.
Absolutely. I think female male actor aside, I think Woody writes great characters. He writes great people, and it's a dream to be a part of it. Period. In any capacity. Yeah, it's been great.
I love that this takes place during the 60s. It's a period that I don't know a lot about, having been born in 78. God, I'm getting old.
You gave yourself away.
Oh my God, I'm old, folks. Sorry. Talk to me about bringing the authenticness of the 60s to the series.
I don't know how you felt. I don't think you really thought about acting like you're from the 60s. I don't really know how you would even do that. I think that is more, in the writing and in the production design, which we had, obviously we had a great writer, but we also had a great team of artists who built a world that was very authentic and allowed us to walk in and kind of say the lines and just live as human beings that happened to live in the 60s. Yeah, I don't know if there was much 60s like boot camp that we had to go through, you know.
Kind of,
Yeah.
like it is that you should be able to walk in and put the clothes on and put the hair on and the makeup on and walk onto set and just feel like you're there without having to spend the energy creating that for yourself as well. And that was a real gift that was given to us.
And also, I gotta say, like in Woody's writing, he's not trying to make it sound like it's from the 60s. I mean, he's writing people that could live now or then. He's not like saying, "Oh, this is so groovy. This is," it's not like he's like throwing on, "I'm such a hippie, man." So it's not that, which I think is fantastic. It avoids cliche, and so I think it makes our job easier in some ways.
And sometimes that stuff I think can be alienating to a modern audience, when you're trying to connect with them, even if it was real, it was at a certain point, but not most, but I guess a lot of the audience watching it now has no context for that kind of language. And so if you're trying to speak to them in themes, that the way to do it is this way.
I want to ask you about War Machine, man. I'm so excited about this, and you're going to get to work with another brilliant cast on that. What can everybody expect with War Machine?
And that's another fun one. It hopefully will be funny, but it's darkly funny. I've been saying it's more in the vein of a Doctor Strangelove or a MASH kind of situation. But, Brad Pitt and Plan B, his production company, always finds great material. This was based on a book called The Operators, written by the late Michael Hastings. And it's a lot of fun, It's kind of holding a mirror up to our foreign policy and how our military leadership can be out of touch at some time, at certain points. And Brad delivers a fantastic performance as a off the wall, narcissist kind of in his own head general. And then several other of us are his bubble of advisors around him, building up his ego.
I want to ask you guys, you get to watch two of the greats, Woody Allen and Elaine May, in action. As young actors, what do you take away from that type of experience, actually watching them do their thing in front of the camera?
There are no words great enough, truly. I feel like the time that I at least got to spend watching them work was like a sponge, just watching and hoping to take it all in and put it somewhere and put it out somewhere later. We are so lucky.
I hope I'm still working by that point. God, it's amazing.
That's the prolificness of it is crazy.
Woody is in such great shape, too. We would be outside on these hills, and he'd be running up and down the hills. I'd walk up once, and I'd need to sit down for 20 minutes to catch my breath again, because he's in such...
You're like, Woody Allen's in better shape than me. I need to hit the treadmill.
I do. He's it's really inspiring to see those two work. And continue to work and still deliver brilliant performances, and it's inspiring.
It's also inspiring that he can't stop.
Yeah.
That he has to keep doing this. It feeds him in some way. I think that's part of where his energy comes from. I hope to have the drive to create so much when I reach that point. I think it keeps you young and inspired. I think he's still young and inspired in a lot of ways, and that is inspiring on this end.
Yeah, his genius is insane, guys. Congratulations. I enjoyed the pilot. I can't wait for the next 5 episodes. I was like, God, I want to keep binging this, but that's the whole point of having it on Amazon. So congratulations, guys.
Thank you.